Hi, welcome to another Book Talk Wednesday. I'm going to continue to do these for the rest of the year. Each Wednesday, post them. So if you're looking for something else to read, this is the place to go for my recommendations. As always, I'm going to try to do a nonfiction and a fiction book each time. And so today I've picked out two choices that I've read rather recently that I both really enjoyed and think you might as well. The first, let's start with nonfiction, is an older book called The Longest Day by Cornelius Ryan. And this is available on Hoopla to read. It's also available as an audiobook, I've learned. So if you're interested in that, go for that. What this is it's a very interesting history book in that it's not necessarily a history as so much as it's sort of like a diary. And this entire book, and it's not short, it's 300 and some odd pages, is just about June 6th of 1944. It is just about D-Day. And it's not about the commanders. It's not about the generals. It's not about the overall politics of the issue or the cultural impact of World War II. It's about the soldiers. It's about these guys who risked their lives to fight to free France from the Germans. And it takes you through dozens of different characters, whether they be paratroopers or young guys just 17, 18, getting off of these duck boats on the beaches of Normandy, all the way to tank commanders in the German army, and Ermel Rommel himself, the commander of the German army on that front. It is moving. It is beautifully written. It reads more like a novel than it does a history. But if you want to get a snapshot of what it might have been like to be a soldier in World War II, this is it. This is a must-read for World War II buffs. So check out The Longest Day by Cornelius Ryan. So that's my first choice. My second was one I was, I didn't even realize this is very connected to The Longest Day. And that is a book by Tom Hanks, the actor, called Uncommon Type. And this is a selection or a collection of short stories that he has written. And who knew he was such a good writer? And we all knew he's a great actor, but he's an excellent writer as well. One of the things that's interesting about Tom Hanks, which you might have heard recently because it's kind of been talked about, is the fact that he is a collector of typewriters and loves typewriters. That's kind of weird. And so he has written a collection of short stories that all have something to do with typewriters, which sounds like a really boring premise, but actually is pretty interesting. Sometimes the typewriter plays a really pivotal role in the story. Sometimes it's real cursory. It's just sort of in the background. But these stories are all kind of woven together. Some seem very related. Some seem very different. But they're all really interesting. They're these little snapshots of characters throughout the country, throughout time, really, and their relationships with other people and their relationships with the written word. It's some of the stories are really moving. Others are just sort of entertaining or humorous. But you really see the breadth of Mr. Hanks's ability to get to the core of people. Maybe that's what makes him such a great actor. But this is available on, I believe it's on Hoopla as well. It might be available on Overdrive. It's called Uncommon Type, pun intended. And it's just a really interesting book. And some short stories you'll really like in it. Others I thought were not quite as good. But it's definitely worth a read, especially since you can read a chapter, put it away, come back to it later. It's not all connected. They're just sort of little vignettes through the eyes of Mr. Tom Hanks. So those are my two book recommendations for this week. Check back next week for two more. And if you read them and you really like them, send me a message on Schoology or email. Let me know what you thought, or if you didn't like them, let me know what you thought, and we can have a conversation about that. All right. Take care. See you next time.